So let's quickly talk about frustrated expectations. Frustrated expectations. The healthy person is aware of their expectations because remember, we're going to talk about this a lot more. We said that the healthy person does 4 things that the sick person never does. They think about what they're thinking, think about their thoughts, they classify their thoughts into positive or negative, or monkey, angel, lizard. They throw out the trash, throw out negative, throw away negative thoughts, and they replace them with positive. This is called negative thought detection and positive thought selection. So, if you can do those 4 things, you can be aware of your expectations, because an expectation is a thought. So let's show you what happens. If you have a frustrated expectation, pretty soon you'll feel stress. How many of you know when you're getting stressed? Tell me how you know. What do you feel? Go ahead.
I feel it in my body.
Where in my body? Churning in my stomach. Anyone feel that? Stomach. Anybody else? Tightness in the chest. Anxiety, where do you feel it in your body? Back of her neck. Pain in the neck. What? Depression. He feels sad. I start to eat. What are some synonyms for the word stress? She gets mad. Anxiety. I'm anxious. I'm afraid. I'm tense. I'm nervous. Uptight. These are synonyms for stress. And now, when you get stress, some people will overreact, and some people will underreact. In the olden days, we call this fight or flight. And you can watch what happens to your stress. Right? If you do overs, you're going to yell, scream, hit, blame others, speed. If you do unders, you're going to be quiet, run away, escape, abandon, eat, silent treatment. So these things are learned reactions to stress. These expectations are the culprit. This is how it begins. These are the causes. These are the symptoms. If you're going to get into a relationship, you better tell them, here's what I do when I have frustrated expectations. I do overs at home and unders at work. Why do I do unders at work? So I won't get fired. Yes?
Would you agree and say that you're saying here that stress is not a real valid feeling? It's a thought-based false feeling.
Absolutely. Many psychologists say all stress is self-made. People hate that because they want to blame their work or their boss or their husband or their wife or their kids. And really, it goes like this, that you're the one that makes the expectations, and that's why the stress. That's why we say all stress is self-made, because you're the one that makes the expectations. So think about this. When you start getting mad or angry or hurt, because this would be more hurt, unders, I'm sad, I get depressed. This would be, I'm mad, be more overs. And we say that mad and sad are two sides of the negative self coin. And then you might even want to ask yourself, where did I learn this from? Did my dad do overs and my mom did unders? That's why they got married? Was it the other way? See? So find out where this came from. Now, if you want to work on the cause, not just the symptom, you would say, if I get my love supplies from others and your monkey brain, you will get angry or sad a lot more often than the angel brain. Because your expectations are about getting love from people. So that's where the criticism wounds and the controlling wounds come from. So every time you find yourself getting hurt or angry, whichever is your prominent negative style, ask yourself, what does this person have that I want? Or what does this situation have that I want? And the handout that we're going to give you tomorrow, Peggy had to go, shows the things that we usually want from other people and the dependency that they have, that we have on them. The greater your dependency on other people or things or situations, the greater the anger or the sadness. So if you say, I'm angry because, or I'm upset because, that's a better stem because it handles anger and pain. And just blurt 5 or 6 of those as fast as you can go. You'll see what the expectation was that you had that didn't get fulfilled. And since you made the expectation, you're in charge of your stress. You're in charge of your temper. You're in charge of your pain. You made yourself depressed. He didn't, because you put your eggs in his basket by needing something from him. Very, very important. So try this, and next time you feel weird, say, I'm upset because. One thing they have that I want might be, and you'll start to see what's going on here. And pretty soon you're going to be able to look at expectations which come from your negative self and expectations that come from your positive self. That's very, very important in trying to figure this out. We talk about this as 3 steps to weirdness. The expectations first, which you load yourself down with, and then the stress, and then the way you do it. And there's synonyms for the word expectation. On this little chart you'll see hopes, wants, desires, needs, by all rights, she should, he should, he promised me that. Get it? That's how we get our expectations. And negative self, we call them false expectations because they're unreasonable. Like I would come home from work and expect that everyone during the day had worked as hard as I did. It's only fair. I have these 7 little kids, right? And I expect to drive my car up in the garage, go in the house, and there'll be a nice dinner. The kids will give me love. Thank you, Daddy, for cranking the money machine today. That's called cruising for a bruising. And as soon as I hit the farm gate, here's 7 little bikes, 7 little doors. And as I move each bike over so I can get my car up the driveway, my eyes narrow to little slits. And I get madder and madder and more in my negative. And the little kid comes to give me a love. Mucus dripping down. He's still in his pajama bottoms. That's the olden days, right? And I start yelling at him. He starts to cry, his little lip quivering. I just wanted to give you a love. Here I am, this berserko idiot, right? How did I get this way? I dreamed about all these wonderful things that were going to happen when I got home. I was cruising for a bruising because they're false expectations. It's a 10-acre farm, 7 little dwarfs, 7 bikes, you know what kids do when they're through riding their bike, they just leave it lay and go off to something else. And they didn't want to lay it in the cow manure, so they lay it on the driveway. That's pretty smart. I wouldn't put myself in their position. I was too busy thinking about me, take. So those are frustrated expectations. And I got in the house and there was no dinner. I'm screaming and yelling, am I the only one that works around here? It's my negative, right? And then she says, don't you know that the kids are out of school today? I thought that we would go to McDonald's. No, you want this great big dinner. The kids are sick, blah, blah, blah. So as we sit down to eat bread and water, I say to the kids, David, say the prayer. He bows his head and says, Dear Heavenly Father, there is a black cloud over our family tonight. I'll never ask him to pray again. And I apologize to the kids and say, I'm sorry, this is not the this is not the daddy you know and love. And this girl says, not the one we know. Not the one we love, but it's the one we know. Because I often would come home with frustrated expectations. It's crazy how we can load ourselves down with frustrated expectations. And whenever we get mad or sad, that's the sure sign of a broken dependency relationship. And so we call anger and we call pain dependency reactions. The more we need something from someone, the more we'll get weird like that. And what happens to us is we don't even know what our subconscious expectations are until we explode. So use this wonderful way, I'm upset because. And you'll start to see what the kids had that you wanted, what your spouse has that you wanted, what this class has that you wanted, or that you get.